Hi everybody, Jeffrey K. Howard here, Vegas Film Critic, with a really cool vlog today. It is the 39th anniversary of Star Wars, and what I mean by that, it came out 39 years ago today in 1977. I was 11 years old, almost 12. By the end of the summer, I turned 12 in September, and this is a movie that changed my life. It changed everyone from Generation X, their life. And I had a love affair with Star Wars that just was beyond obsession. And as you know, a famous Star Wars legend, that they didn't know the movie was going to be a hit. Okay, George Lucas went off to Hawaii. He was super embarrassed. He thought the movie was going to flop. His career was going to be over. And of course, it turned into that worldwide phenomenon that we know, to this day. And they didn't have any of the merchandise ready, okay? And that's the famous story that Lucas gave up a lot of his percentage or his director fee or whatever. It's in Skywalking, that he took the merchandising rights. But they didn't have anything really ready to go. They didn't think the response was going to be that crazy. So here I am, 11 years old, seeing Star Wars, and there's nothing to buy. I'm going out of my mind. Even the soundtrack took forever to come out. The famous theme. And God, I remember that summer. I remember that summer so well. Summer of '77 was awesome. It really was. I mean, I snuck into all kinds of movies, and anyway, that's a great summer. Now I have a little story about me seeing Star Wars for the first time. Back when I was a little kid, I saw the Sun Classic movies. They had mysterious monsters, and I was that was back during all those the psychic phenomenon that was going on, and the Loch Ness Monster and Bigfoot. I was obsessed with Bigfoot. I was obsessed with the Loch Ness Monster and the Yeti and all those movies. So they were really going crazy with the paranormal. Now we have paranormal activity going on. No, this happened 39 years ago, that the country was going crazy for that. So here I am, a little kid, just obsessed with Bigfoot, and I saw a movie called Mysterious Monsters, and it was from Sun Classic Films, based out of Salt Lake City. And I remember seeing the commercial for Star Wars, and I saw Chewbacca, and he was sitting in the Millennium Falcon with Han Solo. And I would cover my eyes. I would freak out at the trailer when I would see it in the theater, because I thought it was Bigfoot. How stupid is that I thought Chewbacca was Bigfoot? So I didn't want to see Star Wars. So I came late to the party. I mean, I waited like a month maybe, or 3 or 4 weeks after it opened, because all my friends, everybody was talking about this movie called Star Wars. And I thought, how dumb is that? So here it is. I was at the Parkway Theater, which is now long gone. I have a picture of it. Should be right there, if being torn down. And this is back when there weren't multiplexes yet. So if you went to go see Star Wars, there were lines around the block. I mean, you had to wait forever. So I was there seeing World's Greatest Lover with Gene Wilder, and I'm a big Gene Wilder fan. And here, I'm an 11-year-old kid, and I would take my dad's Bell and Howell tape recorder in, and I had my little backpack, so they didn't care. I went in there, and I would tape record the movie. I'd have the microphone sit on the theater arm, and I would record the movie so I could go home and listen to it. I do that to this day. I listen to movies all the time. So here I am seeing World's Greatest Lover, and back then, you saw movies over and over and over. They didn't kick you out. You could just stay there. It's kind of like maybe today, but back then you could just see the movie over and over and over. Except for Star Wars. They cleaned out the theater every time, but I got around that. So anyway, I'm waiting for my mom to pick me up, and in the big theater at the Parkway Theater, in the big, huge house, they had a huge house and 2 smaller ones, a 3-plex. And I saw Star Wars, and I'll never forget myself saying, well, what is the big deal about this movie? And I go in there, and I just open the door, and I'm standing in the back, and the theater's packed, and I'm just standing in the back, and I'm watching the movie, and the scene I walked in on is Darth Vader lifting up that guy at the beginning, goes, where are those plans you intercepted? And I swear to God, if you had a camera on me, I went from I had this look on my face. I'd never forget it. It's burned in my memory. I'm seeing, what in the world? There's Darth Vader crushing that guy's throat. And then all of a sudden, the laser blast going on, and then 3PO and R2-D2. I was just like, what in the world is this? And I ended up standing on the side of the theater and seeing it. And my mom was going crazy. You remember, I'm 11 years old. She comes in to get me. And so anyway, I went back to see the movie. For the entire summer, I saw it 3 or 4 times a day, to the point where my parents forbid me to see that movie anymore, that Star Wars movie. And I walked probably, I got to figure out how many miles it was, but it was a long way as a little kid. And I remember freaking out, because I'm like, if I just stayed on this one street, I would hit the theater. And I would call my mom at 7, 8 o'clock at night. Where are you? You at that damn movie? I go, yeah, come pick me up. So anyway, my love affair with Star Wars. And then Also for Empire Strikes Back, you know, my best friend at the time, he got special tickets to see the special advanced screening. We saw it, and the film broke when they were going to test it on Captain Solo when they put him in the carbonite, and it melted, and it took him an hour to fix it. And then for Return of the Jedi, my sister, I camped out at the theaters when I was a junior in high school, and the teacher was cool saying, yeah, go for it. So we got all kinds of cool stuff. So I have a great love affair with all three of these films, and today is when it started 39 years ago. I cannot believe how long ago that is. And check this out. I have it down here as I can reach for it. I got to have one thing for Christmas that I wanted more than anything. I was a Darth Vader fanatic. This is my original, I don't block the microphone. This is my original helmet from 1977, from the Christmas of 1977. And if you look on this, it says, you probably can't read it, it says Don Post Studios right on the bottom of that. So this is the original mask from the mold from it has the date on it and everything, all right there. And even to make this even more special for me is David Prowse I met at one of the conventions, and he wrote, I'm blocking the mic, he wrote, David Prowse is Darth Vader, and he wrote to Jeff, of course. So this is one of my most prized possessions. I also have a bunch of action figures. I'm telling him now. I was a kid that went to the movies all the time and made friends with the manager of the theater and all the employees. So at the end of the summer, I got an original poster for Star Wars, which I had in my room for 20 years. It's now in the garage. I got to go find it somewhere. But I have the original one sheet for Star Wars, and also a box of action figures. I have toys. I have everything from my childhood for Star Wars. So today's the 39th birthday, the 39th anniversary of Star Wars. I wanted to give a shout out to George Lucas for making it all possible, for changing my life and changing millions of children all over the world, because that was the power of the myth. You know, Joseph Campbell, that started everything, that gave us storytelling back again, the adventure of the hero, all of that. So you could do a whole class, a college course on Star Wars. Now we're going to forget Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Sith. You can watch Revenge of the Sith. It's meh, but forget those movies, okay? They never happened. Ever, ever, ever happened. Happy birthday, Star Wars. 39 years. You don't look like a day over 50. All right, for more reviews and interviews, surf on over to my website, vegasfilmcritic.com. Please give me a comment below, thumbs up, share, and subscribe. I'm Jeffrey K. Howard. Happy birthday, Star Wars. See you next time. What plans are you talking about?